Welcome to this video. In this video, I will demonstrate some localization concept in Laravel. Localization, I mean building applications for different locales like English, Bengali or French. So supporting multiple languages and multiple locales. So I'm using OpenFish. It's free, just a replacement of Microsoft Word. So localization, support in Laravel. This is Said from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Okay, let's see the topics. What are the topics we will discuss? I can show the folder structure where the if you're already familiar, there are some resource files. I think folder structure, what I can say in localization support, there are some stuff to keep in some folders. So if you're already familiar, you know it's resource file. I will show that folder structure. Then how to set local, to set that the current UI will be shown in French or in English or in Spanish. How to set like local, how to get current local. If you want to know what is the current local the site is in your programming code, then there is a built-in method app get local or something like this. So that's what I will show. And what else I will show? Probably format of the file, format of the resource files. Resource file, how do you know? I think it is just a key value pair. On your programming code on the view part, you will be using the key instead of the actual text, and from this resource file corresponding value will be replaced there. So format of the resource files, and probably singular, plural, how to do that thing using placeholders. I think you can, in the key value pairs, you can keep some sort of placeholders so that you can manipulate that part dynamically. So what else will be there? Okay, how to maintain resource files for multiple locales. It actually does not fall under the format. Okay, what else I can show? What else I can show, right? And sometimes what happens, I think dealing with the resource files for the plugins or modules, I mean the third party components. What happens many times you install some sort of component and they have their own resource file localization code built in. So how those resource files and your resource files, how they will interact, there might be the same keys in both of those files. So how to deal with that? That's, I think those are the main. Okay, let's say one of the most important thing I did not show. I think I told, but I think I did not write it. I think let's say you have the key value pair in your resource file, and from the view, let's say Laravel template. So how do you write the code? Okay, how to code to take text from resource files. I think to approach, one thing is if you're just using PHP, and another thing is if you're using blade template. I think the syntax that blade template provides, that one, and another thing is if you can use some PHP function. Okay, where is the cut? Oops. Okay, so yeah, Shop for Soul, our e-commerce site, SitesTree, where this video will be placed, and also this is our Bengali language site. Let's see, I think the video will be placed in here, YouTube, not just etc.com. So here the video will be there. Okay. Fallback language, just the default language that you can set in some configuration file. It's app.php. Anyway, let me see where these things are. So you can see resources, lang and English. So you can see the corresponding key and the corresponding value. Okay, you can arrange them in multiple files. And this is for English language. So if you want for Spanish, then you have to create another folder with the standard language code. Spanish ES, and oops, it should be actually under lang. Move directory, yeah, this drag and drop worked. Okay, so if you want for French, you can define FN or CAFN, one of this will work. So you can see this these will be returning an array, right? All those will be returning an array. Okay, and let's see how to set a language or local. You can use the app set local. That's what you can use. Okay, so this is how you set. Just to set the current local, app set local, and you can pass it en or es or fn, so that's how the corresponding current local will be setting. And where can you do it? I think depending on the application, I think in your flow of the application you can set it in the very beginning, or if you are just supporting only one local, you probably you do not need to set the local. You can just set your fallback local. That should be more than enough. Even without that, it should work. So it is just an example, or you can in your routing, the default routing where the when your application starts, you can set the local in there as well, depending if you are if your software starts from that routing somewhere, your defined routes. So this is how it is, and how to get local. So app $get local, it will return the corresponding local code. Then you can decide if there is anything to do for this particular local or not. Yeah, this active presenter, sometimes it gets stuck. I had issues with other videos. I probably have to see if I can use my Camtasia Studio. If I have that license, I have a license for Windows. Okay, let's see, open. Okay, yeah, we can see that fallback local is English. It's config app.php, where you define the default local. It comes with Laravel itself, so that's why if you don't do anything, it should be all right. Application name, my Laravel demo. Environment, okay, if the I think it's not related to local or which language support, it is just a defined .env variable. Yeah, you can use in your Laravel application .env. Here you can define some predefined stuff, predefined environment variable. If you don't define it here, you can also define some of them here. The current environment, if app environment is defined in the environment file, it will be taken from there. Otherwise, this local will be, I think in Laravel you can define multiple folders with the local environment name to support development or local production, remote, or whatever. The debug true URL. Yeah, you need to set URL, time zone UTC, local en. Yeah, is the default local. And fallback local, if you try to access those resources and corresponding key value pairs, if it doesn't file, then it will come here. if the current local is not available, then which local to use. Yeah, if this is not available, then yeah, some sort of exception error is a logical expectation safer to prevent CSRF, cross-site request forgery. Yeah, some sort of tokens will be here and there in your requests in your application. So this is the key. Whatever key will be defined on the environment, or you can also set it here. Anyway, yeah, service providers, we show some examples, and yeah, I'm going far from what I was trying to show. Now I came here to show you the local and fallback local. Local is English, fallback local is English. Okay. Yeah, because of memory issue, I believe the active presenter, it expects too much memory probably for some reason. To set local, how to get local, how to set default local, and how to set fallback local. And we also know where to put the local files. And if you want to support new local, what you should do, create a folder and create the corresponding resource file and give the key value pair in those files. Yeah. So how can you use on the PHP, how to reach the values of this corresponding keys? Actually, it's the trans function, echo trans, and then you can you pass the key. In blade template syntax, you can use the same thing in the curly brace trans, because you can use PHP functions there, trans, and then corresponding key pair. Or in blade syntax, it also gives a directive at lang, where you can pass the corresponding key. So how to use those key value pairs, how to use resource file, how to utilize resource files. So you can say, you can just write echo trans messages.welcome. So for this corresponding key, you can see the message. I think in the view part, you can just display the corresponding message from this thing, or you can use just this trans PHP function. We can use inside blade syntax, or we can use the corresponding directive at lang messages.welcome to display it. Next, we'll see how to use a parameter, the placeholder in the resource files. It's actually about, I think, in some of the values, what you will do, you will put a colon and the corresponding placeholder name, colon, let's say placeholder name. Then what will happen when you want to use that particular key, you also supply some sort of data as a associated key value pair from your view code, so that that corresponding placeholder will be replaced with the information that you supply. Let's see if we can see any resource file that utilizes that. Resources lang en. So you see, yeah, this is the placeholder. So where you will be using trans throttle or length throttle, you have to pass as a second parameter seconds, then the equivalent sign and the associative sign and the corresponding value. Yeah, we got the example here. Okay, so you can see it, welcome, yeah, the placeholder thing, name, and how to use this. Okay, so you are supplying the key, and for this placeholder you are supplying the value. So wherever in this place what is set, what welcome daily, that's what will be shown. And there is one interesting thing, the capitalization thing. Whatever message you send, that will follow the capitalization as you used in the key value pair in the placeholder. So if you use all caps, then the daily or the data that you'll send, that will be shown in capital. And if you just init cap, so yeah, the corresponding output that you can see, welcome, all caps, goodbye, just init cap. That's how it is being shown. So this one will be plural. How can you handle the plural? I think the concept is you will be the value, you have to use this symbol in this part singular message and in this part plural message. And in the trans function you can use trans choice, and you can just put the corresponding key here or corresponding count here. If the count is greater than 1, then this plural message will be taken from the resource file. Okay, these are some examples. So let's say this is the key value pair apples. There is one apple and there are many apples. So singular and plural. Echo trans choice, based on 10 it will be taken this plural part. And I think in the key value pair we can create more complex rule. Depending on the count we can show different messages. Let's see, if it is 0 there are none. If you pass 0 here, the first one will be taken. If you pass 10, that falls between 1 and 19, so it will be telling there are some. And if you pass messages dot apples, let's say 100, then this part from 20 to infinite, it will be shown there are many. There are none, there are some, there are many. Okay, let's see. Next, probably we are left with the corresponding plugin. I think if the plugin has resource files, what to do with that. Other than that, we have covered everything. Okay, how to deal with resource files. Not really plugin, not to deal with, let's say, delete third-party resource files. As I told, we just have to override those. We just some sort of we have to if we want to override the corresponding, we have to create a folder structure, and there are some overriding strategy. I think in the CS card, if you go on the CS card, I think you can override many different things. So override or post, pre, those kind of things. Let me give you some examples, then it will be more clear. Okay, let's assume that you want to use a plugin or third-party module that also has some sort of local files, resource files. If you want to use those files as part of your application, so what you can do, you can copy those resource files into the folder, let's say resources lang vendor, the package that you are using, and then local. Let's see if we have anything like this, resources lang vendor, resource lang. It probably is the default vendor directory. I don't think there is anything on the lang. So what happens, I think, let's say you are using Hearthfire. You are using a package name Hearthfire, and it has some resource files. Now if you want to use the resource file that comes with Hearthfire with your application, then what you have to copy all those resource files that comes with Hearthfire, and you have to put it vendor, then Hearthfire /local, and then you can put, and if it comes with enfs es folders, you have to bring all those folders under this local. Otherwise, if you don't put all those local files there, I think your local files will be used for those for that package. Your application might not have all the keys, so you have to be careful. Okay, let's say vendor hearthfire en messages.php. I think it is an example. Let's see, if let's say your application has a messages.php and Hearthfire also has a messages.php. Now if you just use Hearthfire as it is, they might use your messages, but if you want to use the messages.php that comes with Hearthfire, so you have to copy those messages.php file into this, into Hearthfire folder, vendor Hearthfire folder. Okay, that's probably most of it. For localization, the basic concepts. Okay, I do not want to go more because sometimes it hangs. I do not want to lose all that I recorded. So bye bye, good night.